Hey, everybody, welcome to Hearing God in John chapter 8. And my highlight today comes in the context of the story of the scribes and Pharisees bringing to Jesus a woman who was caught in adultery. And their goal is to trap Jesus. Either he will be legalists like they are and have the woman stoned, or they will expose him as being too permissive and hope to undermine his credibility, that he doesn't really adhere to the Mosaic law. And so they bring the woman to him. Jesus writes on the ground on two occasions, and then he makes that famous saying, "Let him who is without sin cast the first stone." And slowly but surely, the scribes and Pharisees dismissed themselves. They walked away, leaving Jesus with the woman. And then my highlight is verses 10 and 11, where Jesus stood up and said to her, "Woman, where are they? Has no one condemned you?" She said, "No one, Lord." And Jesus said, "Neither do I condemn you. Go, and from now on, sin no more." And I think Jesus does a wonderful job here of demonstrating for us the fact that we really can judge without being judgmental. We are called to make judgments in this life, judgments regarding sin and righteousness, but we are to do so with the right heart. And so I really believe the most misquoted, misunderstood, misapplied verse in all of the Bible is that Matthew 7:1, "Judge not, lest ye be judged." And which of us has never heard someone try to excuse their own sin or to excuse us, trying to address them concerning their sin with this verse, "Judge not, lest you be judged." Um, After all, we have logs in our own eyes, and we are to remove those logs. But again, that Matthew 7 passage tells us to take the log out so that you can remove the speck from the eye of your brother and sister. And so, as Jesus models for us here in John 8, and as we are taught in Matthew 7, the whole idea about not judging is that it's not about glossing over sin or ignoring it or just treating it as if it does not exist. Rather, it's about the condition of our hearts as we address sin. Are we prideful and self-righteous like the scribes and Pharisees? Um, or are we compassionate and gracious and merciful, but also holding to the truth the way that Jesus was? Jesus told her, "Go and sin no more," which means that he did identify her behavior as sin, but he did so in such a way that it was full of love and compassion. By way of application, oh my goodness, this one hits me hard because of all the things that I struggle with, I believe that pride, judgment, self-righteousness, I could easily, I believe, have fallen into that camp of the scribes and Pharisees and been with that group that tested Jesus. Far too often, as I address or I see the sins in others, there's something that wells up within me. Well, it's my flesh and it's my pride that is harsh, toward the struggles of others and their sin. And again, that makes me a lot like those scribes and Pharisees that Jesus spoke harshly to. And so in my response, it's simply this: Father, I confess this sin to you and ask for your forgiveness. And I pray that you would cleanse my heart of pride and self righteousness. Help me to be courageous in making necessary judgments, but to do so with love and grace like Jesus. And so we are to live in that tension of making judgments without being judgmental. It would be wrong for us to be harshly legalistic and full of self-righteousness and pride, but it is also wrong for us to gloss over sin and to pretend that there are no standards of righteousness and not to address those in our brothers and sisters. We're to be in that tension of being righteous by way of Jesus, but also doing this with the love and the compassion and mercy of Jesus as well. So again, for me, this one hits very hard. Maybe it does for you too, or maybe this is an area that you're doing quite well. I hope it is, but you can pray for me as I pray for you. And so I hope you have an awesome day. Thank you for joining me. We'll look forward to joining you again soon with John chapter 9.